Who are you to question the law? Officer Miller's voice, sharp and laced with authority, sliced through the warm afternoon air as he pointed an accusatory finger at the woman standing before his squad car. The woman, Sarah Jenkins, didn't immediately respond. She wore a simple sundress, a reusable canvas bag clutched in her trembling hands, a testament to her efforts to maintain composure. "I'm not questioning anything, officer. I'm just trying to explain," she replied, her voice soft but with a tremor of fear in her eyes. "Quiet," Miller barked, cutting her off. "Hands up slowly. You're under arrest." A gasp rippled through the few passers-by. Shoppers paused, their curiosity piqued by the unfolding drama on a quiet street in Willow Creek. Why would a woman be arrested for something seemingly so trivial? "Why am I being detained? I haven't done anything wrong," Sarah retorted, her voice wavering despite her firm tone. The officer ignored her pleas and began to cuff her. Sarah's head darted around, searching for a familiar face, a sign of help. No one intervened. A young man, phone raised, recorded the scene. "This makes no sense. Why are they arresting her?" His voice echoed from behind the lens. Officer Miller spun around, his expression menacing. "Unless you want a problem, put that camera away." Sarah, now cuffed, was roughly escorted to the patrol car. The short drive to the Willow Creek Police Department felt like an eternity. Once there, things only worsened. She was interrogated for hours, the questions nonsensical, almost surreal. "Where did you get that purse?" A detective, Detective Harding, asked, his face a mask of severity. "I bought it at the department store down the street." "The receipt's in my bag," Sarah replied, her voice tired. Harding rummaged through her bag, found a receipt, but remained silent. After a long pause, he simply stood up and left the room. Across town, Captain Marcus Thorne, a man renowned for his unblemished ethical record, received a call that shattered his calm. "Captain, we need you down here. There's a personal issue." "What kind of issue?" Marcus asked, his voice firm, a premonition coiling in his gut. "It's your wife, sir." A short, sharp silence followed. Marcus didn't need to respond. He grabbed his keys, the jingle a jarring counterpoint to the sudden dread in his stomach, and sped towards the station. The first sight that greeted him upon entering the precinct was Sarah, his wife, in a holding cell. She sat slumped on the bench, her gaze distant, her hands still cuffed. "What the hell is going on here?" Marcus's voice was a low growl, barely contained fury simmering beneath the surface. The officer in charge, Officer Miller, approached, fumbling for an explanation. "Sir, there was a misunderstanding." "A misunderstanding?" Marcus interjected, his eyes locking onto Miller's. "Explain it. Now." Miller stammered, muttering something about a shoplifting report at a local boutique. Marcus cut him off. "Any evidence?" "Well, sir, we thought, I don't want assumptions. I want proof." At that moment, Marcus strode into the interrogation room. Sarah looked up, her eyes brimming with tears. "Marcus, I didn't do anything. I was just buying a few things for dinner." "I know, love. I know." Hours later, after reviewing security camera footage from the boutique and taking new testimonies from store employees, it became abundantly clear that Sarah had committed no crime. She was released, but the damage was already done on the silent drive home. Sarah finally spoke, her voice flat, devoid of emotion. "This happened because I'm black, Marcus. Because I don't fit the profile they think is correct." Marcus didn't respond immediately. "It shouldn't have happened," was all he could manage. The words felt hollow, inadequate, in the days that followed. Marcus launched an internal investigation within the Willow Creek Police Department. What he uncovered was far more disturbing than he could have imagined. There was a clear pattern of abuse, particularly targeting minority women. Eventually, he presented his findings in a public report. At a press conference, he addressed the assembled crowd, his voice resonating with conviction. "I stand before you today, not just as a captain, but as a husband and a citizen. What happened to my wife is not an isolated incident. It is a reflection of a system that desperately needs to change." Sarah watched from the front row, a mix of pride and pain in her eyes. After the press conference, a journalist approached her. How does it feel to see your husband speaking out about this? I feel he's doing the right thing, she replied, her voice soft but firm. But I wish it hadn't had to be our family who paid the price. Marcus received both criticism and support in equal measure. Some colleagues accused him of betrayal, while others applauded his courage. Days later, an anonymous letter arrived at his office. Thank you for having the courage to speak out. I've never trusted the police, but you make me believe that change is possible. Reading it, Marcus understood something profound. True change begins when someone dares to raise their voice, even when it hurts. That night, as they had dinner as a family, Sarah looked at him, her words echoing in his memory. Marcus, you did the right thing. But this isn't over. He met her gaze and nodded. She was right. The story wasn't just about them. It was about all the people who, in silence, had faced similar injustices. And though he couldn't change the past, he was determined to build a better future.